Here, Lee. I'm going to take up my very, very long speech. Don't worry, I know it's at the end of the day. I can be very brief and not as eloquent as Lee. I think you were fantastic. But just a couple of points. I think a lot of us, first of all, thank you. Thank you to everyone for coming today. Do not treat this like another conference. And I think some of the folks that have engaged with WAEN before know this already. There are a lot of great thinkers in this group, but they're not just thinkers, people who are actually doing things. So in the think tank world, we often say we're a think and do think tank. You all in this room are thinking and doing, and that's an important part that your journey with us, fortunately or unfortunately, does not end today. I know Emin's already given some homework assignments, but the journey is just beginning. So you do not need to wait until the next annual conference that we have. We encourage you to be in touch with us throughout. So this is the beginning of that journey. So look, we could focus a lot on the darkness and some of the things that we've been mentioning throughout the day. I've heard so many different things, and by no means am I going to try to summarize it, but I wanted to leave you with a few words that struck me, and then kind of ideally end on some optimism. So if I think of a few of the words that that have been repeatedly mentioned throughout the days, authoritarianism, of course, being one of them, repression, polarization, backsliding, surveillance, interference, and of course, as in the name, extremism. But I want to leave you with a little bit of hope, and not just as a spotlight on myself, because I mentioned this at the beginning of our panel, but three guiding themes that I think have come through to me through a lot of the panels and the breakouts, and I think you should leave going home with. The first one is resilience. So whether it's in Venezuela, whether it's in China, I think, Lee, as you articulately mentioned, whether it's in North Korea, as one of our board directors also has been fearlessly working on, whether it's in Cuba, whether it's any part of the world, is the focus on resilience, building that resilience. We can all focus on the darkness. We can all focus on the challenges that we see in front of our eyes. We can be skeptical, cynical, but continuing to focus on building that resilience within society is a core key message. The second point, and I think it's definitely important for this group, is individual agency. Sometimes we're all guilty of this. We put everything on the shoulders of governments. So we say, well, look, whether it's the government of the United States or whether it's the government of Canada, and I agree with I'll be the first one to give some hardy criticism to our own government, is that it's not entirely the responsibility of governments, and it's not entirely in the hands of governments. There is individual agency of organizations, and I'm proud to say I'm part of this organization, which is doing so much important work on this issue, and individuals themselves. So it's the individuals that make up these organizations that have the agency to push for that change. So never forget that. Never forget not only to build resilience, but to put this back into your own individual agency. And the last one, and we can talk about the lessons we've learned throughout the day, but it's not to forget about hope. Again, I mentioned all those adjectives at the beginning, repression, surveillance, authoritarianism. AI scared me a little bit, hearing your speech, but I think you're right that we have to have a better grasp of thinking about it, is never to forget the hopeful part of that. And that's what this group is about. Think of this as your extended family. Sometimes we have quarrels within our family, sometimes we have debates within our family, but we share and we make ourselves better, ideally. So consider this process going forward. As I said, this is not a conference. I don't see it as a conference. I see it as part of a process that we're doing together, and we welcome all of the feedback on that. And a final thing, the organizers that I mentioned at the beginning of our panel, I wanted everyone to thank them. But at that time, we were at the beginning of our gala dinner, and I didn't want to bring everyone here up on the stage, and I know they're not prepared for it, and I know I might not even fit everyone up here, but I would like the organizers, Ayman, Khalid, everyone who's been involved, volunteering here, to come up in front here. You all deserve a massive round of applause. So please come up here. Everybody, you have a hand in this. You know who you are. You can't be shy now. This is the team that has brought you this conference. People like myself just show up, but these are the folks who have done tireless work over months to bring this to you and are part of this process with you. So everybody, please have some applause. People want to mosey on to after parties, that's up to you, but it was great to see everyone again, and we look forward to seeing you next year. Thank you.